I'm in a podcast covering your favorite and unknown movies, games, comic books, anime, and more weekly. We appreciate you being here and hope you enjoy the show. Let's go ahead and get started.
Guess what? We're back. We had quite the hiatus, but we're back again. Just like herpes. We cycled back into your life
At the least expected times.
at the worst possible time. Graduation photos. All right, so I'm gonna start with a personal. Well, I guess all I have right now is a personal story for my. I forgot how we did this actually.
Segment.
Yeah, my segment. So instead of like some movie or the whitest kid you know, which will be next week, I have a story because of the fucking Canelo fight on fucking Mexican Independence Day that I went to go watch at my cousin's house, and the absolute fucking atrocious tribulations, I guess. Is that a good word to say? Trials and tribulations I suffered to get there, to get to a fucking fight.
This is your Underground Railroad.
Maybe not that bad. So it's
But it's funnier if it is that.
So basically, it started like as a normal day. I had to wake up early and go to work and open the store at 9. I bumped up to management, so I'm no longer a cashier. So hooray for me, I guess. It's also the reason why we haven't been. And so I just ran the store, and I was going to be off at 4:30. My 8-hour shift, and it didn't happen that way at all. Not only did it not happen, okay, so I had to leave at 4:30. That's when I was supposed to leave. But also, I need to get to the south side and pick up my cousin at the flea market because he was there taking care of the place by himself and he doesn't have a car at the moment. So I'm basically his chauffeur all over the fucking south side. I'm like an Uber, but like a Mexican Uber. So like, hombre, I'm an hombre. Order that way. And so I'm like, okay, I need to leave at 4:30 because it takes me like an hour to get to the flea market from where I'm at. So if I get out at 5, because I still got to do all this stuff in the office, and then I can leave. So I'm like, all right, if I leave at 5, I can get to him like at 5:50. And then we just go straight to my cousin's house, our cousin's house, and we can watch the fight, the Canelo fight. And I have all this food, right? And for some reason, no one came to relieve me, no other manager. And I'm like, it's fucking, 5:33. And I'm like, I was like, okay, I gotta pick up my cousin, right? I told him, can he wait can he at least wait till 6:30? It's like, if I have to, freaking, it was just watching him sit at the curb of the street with the shops closed, and he just sit on the sidewalk, and he's just sitting there like, oh well, okay, I guess he's coming one day. And so the time just keeps rolling and rolling, and I'm like, okay, so then I had to call my cousin because it was like 6:10. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, so I called him at 6:10. And I'm like, you have to have a ride. You might have to find a ride because I can't get out of here for some reason. He's like thanks for fucking up. It's his family, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guess I better walk the 20 miles to my house. Like, you're not going to ride. You should walk to your house, you lying sack of shit. And so it's fucking, the time keeps rolling on. I'm like, okay, if I can't make it to the fucking, pick up my cousin, can I at least make it to the beginning of the fight? Right? So I'm like, okay, and then it's like fucking 6:45, and I'm like, you guys have to be fucking kidding me. So the time just keeps fucking rolling.
Yeah.
Like now it's like fucking 7:15, and I fucking flipped out in the office, and I punched the desk. I was so mad. I had to fucking, I guess, redirect my aggression somewhere. So then I fucking sent a scathing text message to the group chat, our store group chat.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I didn't say anything too bad, but I was just saying how upset I was. Like, I told them. I may have lied and said that my cousin had to walk home. He didn't really have to walk. No, I had a responsibility to pick up my family. You ruined my whole day and all this and that, right?
Yeah.
And I just said all that. And if I'm expected to come in on my time when my schedule's up, I expect someone to come in on their time when their schedule comes up.
Or at least be able to notify.
I fucking flipping out on people in the group chat.
Yeah.
So then then all of a sudden everybody starts calling me, and I'm fucking hanging up on their phones, like straight to voicemail. I'm so fucking angry. So then it gets to 8:30. And I'm like, wow, I've been here for 12 fucking hours. And here's another problem was that I was so excited that I thought I was going to get off early. Like, I can hold my hunger until 4:30 sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But I had not eaten since 7 a.m. that morning.
Yeah.
So that was just like, and for some reason, I didn't feel it at all the entire time. And eventually, I get a phone call. And he's like, well, we got 2 options. We can get this guy from another store to come in, right? But he said the bus broke down at McDonald's. So he's not going to be able to, then he wants me to come pick him up in El Reno. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So you're gonna go pick up some random guy from another store,
At 8:30 in the evening.
right? And we closed at 10.
Right.
So like I started having like a fucking like, and then the other option is just you stay the extra hour and a half, and then or I guess it would be an hour?
Yeah,
It'd be an
yeah.
hour and a half, and then and I fucking like I'm fine, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna close this fucking store down, but I don't want to hear jack shit from anybody. Everyone lose my fucking numbers. You want to? That's how fucking mad I was. No one fucking speak to me for the rest of this fucking weekend. So I was gonna fucking stay there, and then all of a sudden someone showed up like at 8:40. The person I fucking scolded, the one that told me like you got two options. Either I get this guy from because he didn't want to go pick up the guy, which I don't blame him. The guy was acting shady. Not only was the guy, the car broke down, his phone wasn't working, so he was giving my coworker kept getting random phone calls from random numbers. That was the guy because he was borrowing everyone's phone at the fucking bus stop. So he left him there, right?
Yeah.
And he come to find out that he wanted him to pick him up, and he also had his bike with him, his bicycle, and it would not fit in his tiny car. So it would have been a terrible situation.
Yeah.
And the icing on cake to that situation was the guy that he didn't pick up was so mad he blocked his number. And I'm like, what's that gonna do to you, bro? He's like, it doesn't think I'm gonna affect him at all.
No.
So I'm like, I get to leave. So I leave like at 8:45, and I am fucking pissed. And I make it to my cousin's house, but I forgot where he lived, so I got lost. So I call him up, and I'm like, where are you? Like the most ghettoest of ghettos, just looking for this fucking house that I cannot find. And I kid you not, I think I went up the one street, right?
Yeah.
I skipped his street, went up the other street, so I went around his house without even noticing. So I finally make it to his house. I'm like, finally, where do I park? Because there's cars everywhere.
Yeah.
I park, and I parked so bad that my cousin has to come out there and repark my car for me because I'm a shit driver. We go in, right? There's fucking pizza. I'm eating a shitload of pizza. There's pozoles, if you know what that is. I'm eating that too. It's like a soup with hominy seeds or hominy peas, I guess. What are they called?
How many corn?
Yes.
Yeah.
You got some beef in it. It's a green stew. It's delicious. And I'm eating all that, right? We're watching the fights. We're all having a good time. And like my stomach just gets tight. And like the Canelo fight is starting, right? After I'm like trying to and I had just drank. Not only did I eat the like 5 pieces of pizza, a bowl of pozoles, I drank 2 bottles of water, and I'm like I can't get comfortable in the fucking seat because I feel like I'm leaning, but like my stomach's getting pressed on real fucking hard. So I fucking stand up. My cousin's like, "You good, bro?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." I walk to the back and I fucking vomit all over the fucking backyard. Like fucking, I just blew chunks everywhere. I'm like, my cousin's like, "Here's some water, bro. Take some water. Here's some fucking lemon. Squeeze this in your fucking eyeball." Or just the randomest fucking Mexican remedies. I think stick just full lime up your asshole. So I'm just fucking blowing chunks. Like all the pizza I had, the soup, and like at first it was those dry heaves.
Oh.
And then you feel it like the piece of pizza like slide back out your mouth in like crumbs. But it was funny because like when I leaned over, when I went to the backyard, I was like, I looked up at the sky and I just let it go. Just looked up at the sky and I'm just like, just let it go. And I'm like, because I was like, I didn't want to fight the vomit, you know?
It's like that single tear coming down your face, like, fuck.
Because a lot of people are like, I can't throw up. I can't. I'm just like, just let this shit go.
You can't hold it like that.
Like, man, I'm just like,
not unless you're standing in the middle of a group of people. Then it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to fight this.
I wasn't in the middle of a group of people.
No, I meant like inside, like indoors.
I wasn't. I vomited in his bedroom, actually. No, we were outside. He had put up the projector and put up a screen, and we watched the fight on a big ass screen with no fucking volume because he couldn't get the fucking speaker to work. Quiet as hell.
So fucking
And then some motherfucker was mowing his lawn next to us because I guess he was mad at the noise. And I'm like, we could barely hear his lawnmower though.
that late at night.
Yeah, it was fucking 11 o'clock at night. It was but it was our fucking the fucking speakers when we got it to work was so fucking loud. That's all you could hear
Yeah.
for like fucking. I think it was so loud that the fucking cops came and they watched the fight through the helicopter because you can see it from the angle. Because that fucking helicopter, that fucking police chopper was fucking going back and forth all over the fucking streets.
Yeah.
So after I threw up, I'm like, you think like, oh, it's done. You know, Canelo wins the fight. He was 5'7". The guy was 6'2", but he still beat his ass because he's just a better fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I guess I can take you home, cousin. He's like, bet. So, but they wanted to watch the UFC fight, the Sean O'Malley fight, which was apparently a snore fest. So we saved time there because I was fucking exhausted. I was starving.
Because again?
Yeah, because I was out of food. I was here's how you get through a bad day. Pick something, right? Something simple, and then if you can get to that simple thing at the end of your day, you'll make it. After I finished throwing up after the fight, as exhausted as I was, I had to drop off my cousin back to the south side, so all the way back to the south side. The one thing I never stopped thinking about was if I could just get home and eat this fucking orange I had on the counter, everything is gonna be okay. That's all I was. I just want to go home and eat my fucking orange, and that's all I wanted to do. So we leave, and it was fucking Mexican Independence weekend.
Mhm.
There was fucking crowds everywhere on the south side. I'm like, God dang, fucking Mexican flags on hoods of cars, fuck the flags on the bed of the fucking trucks, fucking flapping in the wind. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there was just so much fucking like chaos on the streets, right? And there was people walking everywhere with no fucking blinkers,
Mhm.
no fucking indicators, no nothing. Ironically, the next morning there was a black guy in the middle of the street breakdancing with no shirt on, like he was just fucking tweaked the fuck out. Right down the street from my cousin's house. Like he was just fucking like bam, 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 and just fucking, you know those fucking like Just Dance movies or whatever? He was doing that.
Doing the pop lock and stuff?
Basically, yeah. With no fucking belt, and his pants kept dropping, so he had his belt, he was holding his pants up in one hand, no shirt on, and just fucking popping and locking. Anyway, so back to that night. I drop him off at his house. There's a guy in the middle of the fucking street fixing his fucking bike. It's one of those guys that has a bike with a fucking wagon attached to the end of it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? So I fucking drop my cousin off. I leave. As I'm leaving, right, the guy's like flipping back over his bike and his wagon because he finally fixed it. And on the right side of him, to my right of the street, there's two people riding their bikes down that side with barely any blinkers on. I didn't see him until the last second. I'm like, what the fuck is that shadow moving? Like it's two people riding their bikes back down the street. So I get off the I guess the neighborhood onto the main street, and I get down all the way to the fucking and I'm just like, this is it. I'm fucking done. This better be the last of this bullshit. And I'm driving, and I'm close to home, right? And this fucking homeless guy that I did not see, I kid you not, I did not see him until I almost fucking killed him. He was standing in the middle of the fucking street, right, underneath a tree, with nothing on.
Right.
So, it's already black as night. So it was even darker in that one fucking shade spot right there where like the moon was not hitting him.
Yeah.
And he was fucking, I guess he was just taking a shit on the sidewalk. He was fucking pulling his pants up. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but I barely saw him, and I fucking swerved to the left. I had swerved so hard into the other car's lane. If there had been a car there, I would have fucking smashed into that car.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to stop the car. Fucking pull my window. I'd be like, "Are you fucking?" That's how. That was my limit right there. I was like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Like he was just standing in the middle of the fucking street. All his shit was on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Fucking pulling his pants after he fucking finished jerking off. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Like who the fuck stands in the middle of the street in the blackest spot of that fucking street?
They always do that, though.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because I was so fucking geared into not hitting him.
Yeah.
Had I had more forethought, I would have honked my horn loud as fuck on him.
Yeah.
Just to fucking wake his dumb ass up or something. But I had to stop at the end of the street, right? And I know a crazy motherfucker like, "Are you honking at me?" And he fucking run to my car. So I had to back up and run over him anyway. So either way, I would have had to kill him.
The homicide either way.
Not homicide.
Manslaughter.
If he's fucking running at me, I'm gonna run his ass over.
I said manslaughter. We'll go with that.
And not manslaughter.
Just different degrees depending on which what order it actually happened in.
It wasn't premeditated. But man, I got home and I ate my orange and I went to bed.
So you actually got your orange?
Yes, that's the only thing that kept my
See, I was waiting for you to say I got home and the orange was just
shit was just fucking gone. It was hollow on the inside.
it was dry
That
out.
was the only good thing that happened that fucking day.
The orange.
Fucking hell, man. It's like you plan something right, and just fate just fucking shoves a fist up your ass.
And then the arm to the shoulder.
Jeez, I was like, this can't keep fucking. How is this? Like, it just kept fucking compounding. I was just trapped in Murphy's Law all fucking day long.
You know, that is one thing I do not miss about retail in any way, shape, or form. Is having to rely on other people to come in.
Yeah, just for you to go home.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, whenever I worked at a car parts place, happened all the time. Where you'd be there at 7 o'clock in the morning, which I don't mind coming in early. It's not that big of a deal for me. But then, hey, so and so's not coming in. Can we get you to work till close? It's like I'm not even making enough for it to make a difference at this point.
What time do they close?
10.
Jesus, fuck, from 7 to 10?
Yeah.
She's like, what, 13 hours?
Yeah. You stepping all the time.
I'd have been like,
Hey, my employment right now, I come in at 6 o'clock and get off at 6 or 6:30 every day.
there you go.
I get my 4 hours of sleep.
I don't think I can survive.
Well, 4
I don't think I can survive 4 hours.
every day. See, that's the challenge for everybody. Try 4.5 hours of sleep every single day. You go to bed at 12, get up at 4:30.
Yeah, when you shoot up the fucking post office, let us know. Because you fucking started having hallucinations of a dog telling you, we got to shoot the post office. That's the only thing. So that's what you do, man. You got to shoot your dog. You got to shoot the I guess, like, the son of Sam used to listen to his dog. You got to shoot the post office. That's what you got to do. You shoot the post office. Like, what the fuck? Like, if it just, like just ringing in your ear, like you're talking, I guess that would be insane if your dog just started talking to you.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what's up? You got to shoot the post office.
I will say, though, that there has been a shooting at the place that I've worked at, that I do work at, not at our place, but in the country. It has happened before.
Shit, I shoot the post office, man.
Not,
I don't know why you sound like a fucking stoner here, but you gotta, hey, man, I'm your dog, man.
Hey, man.
Just gonna play fetch, man. We can catch the ball, man. Then you shoot up the post office, all right, man? I'm like, what? Go back real quick. We go for a walk, You give me a bath, shoot the post office, and then we go, take a nap. I'm like, what? Stop for the first one. Wait, the third one. What's the third? What, man? What's it, man?
No, they put up, at my place of work, they put up parking lot monitors. So it's these giant solar-powered camera systems that have, like, scrolling text across it, where it's like, parking lot surveillance. It's like fucking RoboCop level shit.
We always see you.
Kind of, yes.
Oh, man. But yeah, it was a fucking day I had.
It was trials and tribulations.
Trials and tribulations.
Now, what was the moral that you learned at the end of the day?
Eat food throughout the day. Don't wait. You will vomit if you eat too much at once.
Don't eat soup.
Don't eat 5 pieces of pizza. Drink 2 bottles of water and a fucking bowl of soup, or you'll fucking blow that shit out your fucking mouth.
All because you didn't think that you were hungry all day, and then
that was weird. Yeah, like I was just working all day, and I was like, man, I can't believe I'm not hungry yet.
Yeah.
And then shit just hit me.
But just people not like, I don't know if you've noticed it too, but for me even, it's an issue now where just people don't want to fucking come and do their damn jobs. It's not a hard, like, my job is not necessarily the hardest job in the world, but like fucking come into work. Like, I don't feel like it today. I've never had that mentality of like, I just can't do it today. I don't want to do it.
I've had like where you start screaming and you're then you go right into work.
But you go into work still. That's the difference. I don't know. Like, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Retail's always had a problem with it.
Retail's just retail.
It's just kind of just slowly went off.
It's one of those societal front lines where you're just in the constant state of dealing with on the entire spectrum of humanity.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, what fresh hell today.
But the one thing I will recommend, never ever ask, what else could go wrong? Because
don't ever say like, it's real quiet today. Then the fucking horn from The Walking Dead will come in.
But if you ever, like, that's a lesson to anybody ever listening or anything, don't ever, ever, ever ask, what else could go wrong? Because the universe will show you. You know what?
Yeah, they'll fucking shut the computers off.
Exactly.
And then I gotta fucking somehow tell every customer they gotta leave the store till I fix it. And then they almost fucking lynch you.
Leave the store.
Fucking, I'm just pacing the fucking front store with pickaxes and torches. It's like, my God. You fucking got to give my fucking cashier's M1 Garand from World War II. Hold this fucking line. Ain't no one getting through till we fucking fix this computer.
Calling the Abrams tank to come and defend it.
Fucking cashiers, all of a sudden dressed up in World War II uniforms, fucking sweating buckets. Fucking 6,000 fucking customers outside.
It's like they're getting ready to storm the beach in Normandy.
Or hold the beach like they fucking Nazis.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. The customers are getting ready to storm the beach.
We got to hold the line. Might not be the best thing to be fucking preaching Hitler stuff.
It's still funny, regardless.
It is still funny.
Imagine being. All you have to do is replace the retail store with the beaches of Normandy, and they're getting ready to storm it.
It's like, my God. Like me and one cashier and like fucking 6,000 customers.
No, see, that's my point though, where they take you by surprise. It's like, now you know how the Germans felt. It's the same level of like, oh, fuck.
I guess like, well, no, not related. I guess not really relatable.
Not morally relatable, no, but like just the sheer panic of like, fuck.
Yeah, just like, my God. I hate when they come in and they try to rip the door open like 10 minutes before the store opens.
Yeah.
And then they look around like, what the hell? And then they see like, oh, nah. Oh. They see when we open, like, oh, huh. Like they never understood what the concept of time before.
It is true though. They used to do that where I worked too. Like whenever I still worked in retail, where they'd come in and just shake the door. It's like,
no, open. Why? But they grab that trash can outside and fling it through the fucking door.
and if we had a employee that closed the night before, and you know how those doors, they have the locks that you push up into the top and then at the bottom. If somebody forgot to lock that top one,
They fucking smashed right into it, the fucking door.
well, when they go to pull on the two doors, you see the top part bend a little bit. It's like, oh damn!
Uh-oh.
It's like they're breaking. They're getting ready to break
Fucking
in.
squeezes in the gap.
Those old ladies do that shit. You go close the door in the evening time, and they just squeeze in.
The old ladies, my God.
They're good at it.
They're good at just being like shoppers, I guess.
Yeah.
They'll be there like fucking 8:59, ripping the door off the hinges. I got shit to do.
And God forbid you open it at like 8:01. They're knocking on the door real hard and
You're like
stuff.
a minute late, my God. You get a call from the fucking corporate. Hi, this is the CEO. What's going on? Your store's so closed, I see. Got a fucking huge fucking wall monitor of like doors with green lights, and the ones that are red are the ones that are closed. And he fucking presses the button and calls them. Yeah, weird ass CEO.
That we're probably getting to that point. Though.
That store's not open. Here, give me the central time, please. Give me 9:01. My God. He fucking rings the fucking store phone. The fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on?
Imagine like Mickey calling you, like I'm Disney. Oh, what the fuck you been doing?
Fucking hit some buttons and the phone blows up in my hand. Replace him with this clone. We had a clone when they signed the contract to work for us.
That's when you signed the employee handbook. They took your DNA off of it and replicated you.
Well, that's why they need to scrape my ass off. Weird.
I wondered why they needed to see it.
Disney's an odd one. Oh man. So yeah, that was my story for a while. And next week is season 3, episode 6 through 10.
The whitest kid you know.
The whitest kid you know.
See, while you were going through all that kind of stuff, here I was enjoying myself in Chicago and in Indianapolis.
I was here fighting the good fight, trying to hold the fucking White Walkers at bay.
That's bad.
It is what it is. I feel like the more, like if it stays calm, right, like your entire career,
Right.
the minute one snag happens, you're like,
Kind of you panic basically.
fucking douse yourself in gasoline, fucking light yourself.
Emulate yourself.
But when it just happens all the fucking time, you're like, well,
Yeah. Well, see, that's the one thing I do recommend that I think that everybody should have to work a retail job for at least a year just to become accustomed to stress and panic.
and just like how to deal with people.
Yes. That would be like if that became a requirement that you have to work in retail at some point in your career.
Remember this woman came up to she called me at the threshold of the back room,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Excuse me, I'm looking for this item," and she had an item in her hand. "Hey, could you look in the back and see if you can find it?" And we both turned right, and just a fucking mountain. It's like, well, I could look, but it might take me a few days. And she's like, well, never mind.
It's just boxes stacked to high heaven.
It was funny because she said, like, do you happen to know if you have this in the back? And like, because I turned and I was like, well, and I just look over the fucking wall. It was like a fucking movie scene because it was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know if you have this item? And I just turned and I'm like, well, and it's like you can hear like, it's like a fucking Grand Canyon of fucking bullets.
You just see the wind whistling around.
Yeah, I was like, God,
It's like, well, never mind.
give me 5 minutes, man. Fucking jump into him.
Eventually, you almost get to that point though, where it's like, oh yeah, it's right over there. It's like you just see it. It's like that far away travel that you got to get to.
Well, the easiest way is to work on the truck to unloads. You just see everything that comes on, like you, and then like they ask you, like, no, we ain't got it. No, we ain't got it. No. Plus, I got a good memory, so if I see something, I always remember it.
Yeah.
You happen to have this shampoo from 1947? Used to tickle my titties. I really enjoyed it. It's like I got the brand right here.
Then just start twirling your mustache. I got your snake oil.
Fucking chain her to the fucking train tracks. I see the Lone Ranger would never find you now. Oh man. Well, what you got for us?
Yeah, we do have a couple of things today.
Okay.
It's been I know I promised Independence Reno that I would get Golden Time done, and I will put out a standalone video for you specifically.
Golden Boy?
Not Golden Boy, Golden Time. The two totally different kind of animes here.
We're watching Golden Boy on Crunchyroll.
Golden Boy's a freak.
He's actually pretty tame
Is it?
compared to me.
You gotta look at the comparison. Compared to you, maybe, but whenever he's going,
Whenever he's catching spit in midair.
exactly. Where Golden Time, on the other hand, is more of a slightly more romance comedy type show.
Romance in Golden Boy. Loves him some toilets to rub his face on.
Almost as much as your favorite anime of all time.
One Piece?
No,
Oh wait, case closed actually.
no, your other favorite anime, the one that's standing in a hospital room and jerking it.
Oh, fucking Neo Genesis Evangelion? Can't stand that shit, man. I don't know why I keep watching it once a year. Maybe one day I'll truly understand it.
It's a tradition just to piss yourself off.
I think it is. Like I don't know what it like compels me. It'd be different if it was like Akira, right? Which is like consensusly good.
Mhm.
Like everyone knows it's good. Everyone's seen it. It's good. And
But
like,
it's a
and
split anime.
I'm like that asshole that's like, ain't shit. And then one day, like, I finally watch it, I understand. I've done that with Neon Genesis, and I'm like, it's still fucking garbage. I feel like the guy that wrote it was like, my God, like he thought he was like his fucking whole body was on fire as he wrote it. And I'm just like, bro, this is the dumbest shit I've ever. One of those guys that's so grandiose, and he like in his own fucking like genius. He's like, it's just so good. And he doesn't understand like the actual like I don't know, like he just didn't understand the people or how they function, or that's the core of a story is the interactions of people. And he just like it doesn't make any. It's just a shy kid and some redhead girl, and then some other blue haired girl. So it's like supposed to be his mom that he has a crush on. It's a clone of his mom, and then some other older chick. I'm like, what are you like? Where's the actual like? I see the plot, right?
Right.
The plot is what you're watching.
Right.
It's those angels attacking, trying to recover Adam or Eve. I can't remember what. That's the plot. The people don't remember the plot really. They remember the story, The
Yeah.
story is, what is the story? What is the one thing you're trying to tell me in this story? Is it a kid trying to overcome the shadow of his father? Is it a kid trying to gain his father's trust, his love? Is it a kid trying to transition from puberty to adulthood? What's the story? And he never told me the story.
Right.
Like, all he told me was that he likes to watch little boys jack off on the little girls in hospital. I'm like, what the fuck is the story?
Because even for a lot of shows like say Digimon, right? Yes, Digimon. It actually had a plot. It had a plot, but it also had the story inside of the actual plot. So you got to know the characters themselves and the way they interacted. Like, you knew Ty and Matt hated each other at the beginning. They eventually became friends towards the end. But like, there's those interactions that you remember rather than just the overall plot.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Neon Genesis ain't got that.
No. I don't know what the fuck they got. He got stuck in the plot and he forgot the story. That's why, that's why some movies last forever and other ones are fade away.
That is true. He couldn't get the interhuman like
Anything.
dynamics.
The relatability of the characters
Mhm.
was never there for me.
I can see that though. That's why it's got everybody split 50-50. It's literally an anime that is split almost 50-50 on those that approve of it and disapprove of it.
Those that approve it don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That shit makes no fucking sense. Like, think of something grandiose like Interstellar.
Yeah.
And how like the sci-fi stuff was so fucking like profound, right?
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, the story was a father trying to get back to his daughter,
Yes.
no matter how long it took. There you go. That's the I just told you how to tell stories in fucking 30 seconds. The plot was them trying to save humanity by traveling into space to find some information that some alien race left them, allegedly.
Mhm.
The story was a father trying to get back to his daughter.
Right.
There you go. I just like, don't take any fucking classes in master storytelling. I just fucking told you a master for fucking free. I guess if I wrote a fucking story that was a fucking masterpiece,
Mhm.
then you'd believe me. So I guess I better work on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch my OnlyFans. You can find my stories there.
It's like there's no
I wrote the grandest pornography. And they're like, damn, man, he knows how to tell a fucking story.
like they don't remember whatever happened, they just remember the story.
How good the story was.
It's like it's so good that they zip themselves up. It's like, you know what? This is a good
This is
story.
fucking profound. We're gonna wipes himself, wipes his cock off, he puts his pants back on.
It's like
I guess, but not really, because if you're in this context, whatever context you're in, you have to appeal to that context. So if it's porn, it has to be pornography.
but it'd still be funny if it was they came for only the story.
Right, but like I guess like the story would have to be, well, the human sexuality, I guess.
Yeah.
And how freaky we are in the end of the day.
Like which reminds me, P Diddy. P Diddy did.
I guess P Diddy he did. I'm trying to something hilarious, but I can't come up with it.
Did you ever see okay, the baby oil thing? Did you see about that?
A fucking 1,000 gallons or some shit. I'm like,
Over 1,000 bottles.
Jesus Christ, man! You just how dry.
For his freak offs.
How dry is your fucking days-long freak offs? Well, I guess Diddy's done.
And they put him in the exact same prison as Epstein.
Watch him fucking hanging from a fucking noose like Epstein was.
Exactly. No, remember Epstein killed himself.
He sure did.
You know, cameras went off, guards were asleep. He did all that. Don't worry. The diddler.
The diddler. They finally caught the diddler.
There's already people that have made those AI pictures of him with the Riddler suit, but the diddler.
Oh man, what a wild fucking time I'll be living.
Whoever's writing this episode for these shows, my God.